I've always thought about this like as a personal question in a way. Like I've always helped a lot of kids with CBD, like with seizures and other illnesses. And can a company launch a children's CBD brand, like a children's multivitamin CBD? No, I've never seen anybody do it. Like,
Right. So you ask a lawyer a question, and of course we have all these different sub issues. So, but there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm happy to sort of do a quick overview. First of all, if it's a food, well then the FDA at least says that you can't do this. Now, as I said earlier, the FDA isn't taking enforcement action as of yet, but there's that consideration. Secondly, if you're marketing as a vitamin, are you making these types of claims? That it's going to impact the structure and function of the body, or maybe even an ailment, and that the FDA is taking action on that. So that might be difficult for a number of reasons. But children and CBD, let's just kind of take this more of a sort of step back and be a little more general about it. There are no, at least federal laws, state laws may vary on this, that restrict or say that children are not allowed to use CBD. And in fact, we know I've got 5 kids right now. We're a blended family, and we've got 5 teenagers.
Brady Bunch.
So we've got almost a Brady Bunch. No, almost. But we we interact with a lot of high school age and college age kids right now, and a lot of them are using CBD, particularly vapes and whatnot. And they say it helps with anxiety and things like that. And
all these young kids have anxiety nowadays. If
right.
They all have anxiety. Like I do.
Right. As a society, we're bombarded with stuff from whether it be social media and news and interactions, and everything's faster paced. And cannabinoids, just to go back to the endocannabinoid system, are designed to help us maintain homeostasis. So whether all of this bombardment of stimuli creates anxiety, which it does in most people, cannabinoids, particularly CBD, can help us to bring that back into balance. So a lot of kids are using it, and for the most part, there are no rules to prohibit this. And there may be in the future, and I certainly advise my clients, it's good to have an age barrier, whether it be 18 or 21, for selling products to kids, just because you don't want an irate parent, coming down and you sold, to my child. You want the parents' involvement and their understanding, and you want you don't want them running up to regulators or law enforcement who might misunderstand the whole thing and think that you're, trying to sell marijuana to kids and everything else. So there are a lot of considerations that are
very risky.
Pseudo legal that you might want to consider in that, so that some things are not necessarily illegal, but they might not be a good idea, and so on and so forth. But
I figured you'd say that. I was just wondering. But yeah, there's always now we got the Karen phenomenon these days, where
right.
Mothers have nothing better to do than to rustle up people and mess with them.
And we've seen that. But it's interesting with school boards. So I live in Asheville, North Carolina, and our kids are actually in the county schools based on where we used to live, just right outside the city limits. And the county school system has taken one position on kids using CBD, whereas the city school system has taken the opposite position. The city is a little more liberal. Asheville's nationally is a pretty liberal, progressive place. Right. And so it's interesting that's even breaking down on a school by school, school board level, where, certain school districts kids are allowed to use CBD products and others they're not. So this is just one more emerging issue among many in the CBD space.
Too much to deal with there. So,
right.
And this goes in line with that. I've been seeing even Facebook ads for class action lawsuits against CBD brands. They're coming down my Facebook timeline all the time. These lawyers are jumping all over it now.